For people who thought that Donald Trump has changed, he has not changed, okay? No. He is the same immature, insensitive, inappropriate oaf that he's always been.
That mis and disinformation, I don't think advantages or aids any of us.
Here's how this works.
No.
There was...
Not so fast, Karen. The conversation wasn't over yet. Gavin, quick question. Clinton Jaws, please subscribe. It makes me feel good inside my body when you do that. The View, I'm watching that today. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. What they did today. You want to talk about misinformation? Disinformation? You want to talk about facts? They try to trick you here into believing something that isn't true. You're going to see it. I'm going to show it to you. Your favorite show, my favorite show. Let's watch it. Go, girl.
Joy Behar, and Alyssa Farah Griffin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome to the View, y'all. Welcome to the View.
So let's start with this. Right now, responders are desperately trying to contain the wildfires ravaging Los Angeles. A lot of officials are scrambling to find answers and fighting back against misinformation.
Misinformation.
Take a look.
Take a look at this, guys.
This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water.
That mayor of L.A., if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do. I mean, you know the fires are at high risk, and you try to go to Africa?
Your governor's gutless and your mayor's gutless. They need to throw them all out. But will they do it? I doubt it. I doubt it.
Get them out of there.
They'll figure out some way to blame this on Donald Trump.
There was a serious lack of competent governance in California, and I think it's part of the reason why these fires have gotten so bad.
Misinformation.
Actually, here's what Governor Gavin Newsom has had to say about all of this. Watch.
I don't know what he's referring to when he talks about the Delta smelt in reservoirs. The reservoirs are completely full, the state reservoirs here in Southern California. That mis and disinformation, I don't think advantages or aids any of us.
Here's how this works.
No.
There was a fire catastrophe.
Not so fast, Karen. The conversation wasn't over yet. Gavin, quick question.
In reservoirs, the reservoirs are completely full, the state reservoirs here in Southern California. That mis and disinformation, I don't think advantages or aids any of us.
We do know, though, from reporting here locally that one reservoir that serves the Palisades was not full.
And that's exactly what triggered my desire to get the investigation, to understand what was happening with that local reservoir. That was not a state system reservoir, which the president-elect was referring to as it relates to the Delta and somehow connecting the Delta smelt to this fire, which is inexcusable because it's inaccurate.
Do you believe they leave you hanging like that on purpose? And then they complain about misinformation, disinformation. It was empty.
Here's how this works. There was a fire catastrophe in California. Had to do with winds. You know how they're always saying, the wind. It actually does. The winds move things and sparks move things.
Did you know that?
And it doesn't matter how much water you have if 900,000 buildings go up at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, having lived in California, having lost every house save for one that we ever lived in, I take great offense at pointing fingers. You should be pointing fingers about how can we help?
Yeah.
It's too soon to be saying, oh, it's Gavin's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's like us taking seriously that there are, you know, magic lasers in the sky that direct the weather. That doesn't work. It doesn't happen. This is a catastrophe, and this is what's happened. And let's try to figure out how to work towards not having it happen again. But, you know, we don't control Mother Nature. Mother Nature doesn't give a damn what we want. Mother Nature does what she does. And if you're in the way, this is what happens. And California is chock full of people.
It's God, guys. It's God. That's who to blame. You can't stop this. You can't stop fire. Have you never heard of fire prevention? Whoops. I'm going to show you the biggest fire extinguisher in the entire world. It's retired. 27,000 liters drop like that. Just sitting in a lake called Sprout Lake. Because the federal government in Canada, they don't want to use it. Why? because they don't really want to put out fire. By the way, you can have it. You could keep it in California in case you guys have a fire.
People understandably are looking to place their rage somewhere, so I don't know if it makes people feel better to point their finger, but just like North Carolina after the storm, you don't start recapping a game until the game's over. There are fires ravaging not only the land, but people can...
But didn't you guys recap the election before, during, and after? Weren't you blaming Trump the entire time? Oh, gotcha.
Count of bodies keeps going up and up. They haven't even gone and been able to see how this all started. You can't start right now doing this. Everyone should be saying, how can we help? And they should be flooding over there, whether it's money and GoFundMe accounts, whatever you can do to help. But this is not the time to blame it on officials when we are living in a time of a lot of climate change and things that are happening. I just find it a little disturbing that you're going to actually blame a mayor, a governor. If they were standing right in that spot, the fire still would have started.
We know the fire would have started. The problem is you're not putting it out. Okay, what's this hot mama going to say? I would take her e-scootering. Swear to God I would. I'd let you go e-scootering with me.
First responders, they've put themselves in harm's way. Where there's new warnings today that the winds are picking back up. This could continue to spread. I think we're all praying for them. My sister was evacuated, then not. I've had friends who have lost everything. I know you've had very close friends. It's devastating. And what I don't like is that there's the jump to go to the politics of it. What does need to happen is at some point the accountability and the after action of what went wrong and what did we not have that we needed to have. I was frustrated, and I would hope he'd come on the show. Gavin Newsom's been a friend of the show. I was frustrated that in 2 different interviews he pointed to, well, the municipal authorities should have known, the local governments should have. But we live in a country where the buck stops with the leader, the governor, the buck stops with the president. And I think that he needs to have those answers. I get that you don't in real time, but there needs to. We need to know why fire hydrants didn't have water.
Why didn't they have water? Let's ask the person who would know that information. Fire chief, why didn't the hydrants have any water inside them?
So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
That's odd. I guess I'll ask a police officer. I'll make it really simple for you, okay? Really simple. Why didn't the reservoir have any water in it?
Sandra Endo, one of our anchors, wants to know if the department is advised that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was going to be emptied. Were you aware that there was no water there?
No, we weren't aware of that.
They don't have to advise you?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So you had no idea that there wasn't such needed resource?
No.
Thank you for your answer. Unbelievable. Doctor, what happened? Well, I was almost finished the liver transplant, and then I realized we were all out of livers. Nobody told me we didn't have any livers kicking around.
In terms of politicizing this fire, that's what I've been most disgusted by. I was thrilled to learn that Mexico was sending aid, you know, the very people that Donald Trump would like to build the wall against. Well, they must have climbed over the wall because now they're here helping put out these fires.
Good point.
Canada, who he wants apparently to be the 51st state, they are here helping us. So our neighbors.
Why do you think they're helping? They want to become the 51st state. Obviously, they're helping.
But who I don't applaud is someone like Jesse Waters on Fox News. This is what he said. He blamed LA fires on diversity. I thought it was fake news. He said that California's woke politics and DEI are the reasons for the fires because Newsom has been tearing down dams because Native Americans, but he called them Indians, wanted some of the river back so they could catch salmon. And Gavin didn't just knock down one dam for the Indians, he knocked them all down. He knocked down 4 of the dams. I'm sorry, this is stolen land, first of all, okay? California is stolen land. Second of all, that's part of what always happens. These dams, there's preservation of the dam. So that was just complete, not only misinformation, but it was racist. And I think we need to also call stuff like that out.
Look, I think what this has shown us.
You want to know what racism is?
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better.
That's racism. Oh, thank God you look like me, a black lesbian. Thank God you're here. I'll let you save me. Jesse Waters blamed diversity? Do you not see a problem here?
Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
You got yourself in this predicament. Don't expect me to carry you out. Not my fault you're not eating properly. Oh, you got Alzheimer's and you can't move? Tough titty on you. Do you think Jesse's really that off?
For people who thought that Donald Trump has changed, he has not changed, okay? No. He is the same immature, insensitive, inappropriate oaf that he's always been. What he should be doing right now is putting out tweets saying, I thank the heroic first responders. I thank the countries of Canada and Mexico and all the others who've helped. I thank the surrounding states that have sent help. I have talked to Governor Newsom. I have talked to Mayor Bass. I have told them that my administration in 7 days will be ready to supply
the audience getting ready to applause.
Anything that California needs.
Get ready.
Californians, my thoughts are with you. Those are the things you have to say. If you need help in figuring it out, go look at everything that Joe Biden has said for the last 4 years after a natural disaster.
That's a good point. Joe, can you tell me about natural disasters?
Make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with with the COVID. Excuse me, with
natural
dealing with everything we have to do with
hurricanes.
Look,
forget it.
We finally beat Medicare.
Well, that didn't work. Go see what Joe says.
He has not changed. He will not change. All of those people thinking he has, I don't know what you're smoking. I'd like some of it, please.
And we should note that he's been invited by Los
People are worrying about insurance.
Yep.
Because insurance companies are saying, oh, by the way, we're
canceling you.
We're canceling you.
A lot of them were canceled before the fire because they knew what? What'd they know? There was going to be fires. This is no surprise. But according to Whoopi, it's God. There's nothing you can do about it. Stupidity. The crowd just sat there like, what the hell? They must. You can't be that stupid. Sitting there in the audience, he must just be like, what the hell are you talking about? And Jesse's right. I'm sorry, but Jesse's right. This fire department is hiring on the basis of the color of your skin. Not the best. The color of your skin and who you're attracted to. 3 lesbians are in charge. You eliminate the best, you're going to have some hazards.
What's that?